BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? How's everybody doing? I'm hoping everybody's having a beautiful day. All right, so a couple of things I want to say real quick. I want to be clear about this. Our show today, we're gonna be talking about Wack 100. I got a guest pulling up that's actually gonna talk about the Wack 100 Fat Joe Big Pun situation. I have an actual guest pulling up. But besides that, and I'm gonna put this question up there immediately into the poll. Sheesh, I hate when that happens. I hit the damn I hit the home key by accident. That was it makes the damn cursor move from the end of the sentence all the way to the beginning. The shit sucks. Well, I put a 50-50 option. So the question is this. Give me 1 second. You know my nose is running like hell. So the question is this: do you think we should reach out and interview Taxstone? I want to know, do you think we should reach out and interview Taxstone? I'm real curious about this because a couple of things I want to say. So I was talking to somebody the other day, and they wanted to know basically they spoke about the same thing that you hear about me talking about over here pretty frequently, that as far as with the Taxstone situation, why did he keep going at Troy Ave the way that he did? I personally believe he had people that were saying, yo, screw Troy Ave, tweet about him. So that's what I think. That's what I think they should be doing, just so we could be clear. Tweet about him. That's what I think that they should be doing, just so we could be clear. But before we get all the way into the show and we start breaking down everything that we're gonna break down, I don't want to jump back and forth and skip because that kind of confuses people some of the time. Real quick, the way that I think more than one thing at the same time. So generally speaking, whenever you're talking to me, I'm probably thinking about, besides the thing that I'm talking about, I'm probably also thinking about 2 or 3 other things at the same exact time. Sometimes things that I think might actually coincide. Sometimes things that's just shit that's on my mind. So that's why sometimes when you have a conversation with me, you think I'm all over the place, because to me, I'm not. To me, I'm actually making a point and I'm on one narrative because I'm just thinking about tons of different things at the same time. So before we get to any of that, the first thing I want to do is I want to give a shout out to our brother Darkwing.
Photographer, when I get out, soon as I get there, bah, 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 I'm shooting.
So pull up, and this is all I can say in regards to this. Pull up to West 4th. He's not the only one taking photos out there. We also had Gotti out there. He took some photos also. These are right here. You can see I threw the names on them to make sure everybody knows. You can also go to Instagram and follow our brother on Instagram right there. So yeah. Come out, get on BBN. It's not that hard. We're gonna be at when we're at West 4th. Come out there, and also just so you can be clear, that is just my basketball uniform. The only thing I generally change is the shirt I'm wearing, and if I'm gonna wear a hat. That's my uniform currently. I'm gonna have to get me a couple more camos. Always playing camo, and that's generally the sweater I wear. But I guess I'll cop a couple more sweaters so we can mix it up some. These are some of the brothers that be down there. Shout out to NYC Prince for this one. Gaddy. There go Gotti right there. Shout out to Gaddy. Shout out to also this is a no look pass, and if you could zoom in, you can see this is really a no look pass. Like I'm really looking dead at this guy's face who's on my team, and I'm throwing the ball over there. Just want to just throw that out there. Thought that was interesting. Also, I hit the dude in the numbers, by the way, so it was successful, and it was a score, by the way. So shout out to that shit. All right, we off of that. I just want to let y'all know about that. We are going to be down. I think we're going to be at West 4th today. It's going to be hot today, like in the 70s or the 80s or some shit like that. But we're definitely going to be at West 4th on Friday. I'm not 100% sure what time, but we're going to be at West 4th on Friday. And one of your favorite rappers might pull up. That's all I'm going to say. One of your favorite rappers might pull up. I know that I expect for a producer or two and an engineer or two to be down there because I spoke to them personally. But one of your favorite rappers might pull up. I'm just telling you. So you might want to pull up on Friday. Come down and have fun. Anyway, with that being said, let's get back to this Wack 100 Fat Joe thing. So for everybody that don't know, Wack 100 has backtracked off of some of his comments. Let me put the we don't know when our brother's gonna get up in here, and so I'm just sending the invite out now. Look at somebody trying to figure out if they could go and steal something that I've been posting for like the last 3-4 years. I've been posting that shit for like 3 or 4 years. I will win in court. I promise you I will. I will win in court. I've been posting that for like 3 or 4 years. You don't have the money to take that from me. Copy? You know how long your money got to be to pull a Kardashian? For everybody that don't know what I'm calling a Kardashian, that's when somebody else creates something and then somebody comes and tries to steal it. You understand what I'm saying? But Kardashian's money is long as fuck. So yeah, and they got like tons of political influence. So yeah, they stealing people's shit left and right. It is what it is. All right, let's get to it. Before we even start, let's say what the thing is. So far, we had 18 people vote. 50% said yes, 39% said no, and 11% said 50-50. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think we should reach out and try to interview Taxstone? I'm not even saying that I can get the interview. I'm just asking, do you think we should reach out and attempt to get the interview? Now, with that being said. Wack 100 drops and a couple of things I want to say real quick. Instagram live. An Instagram comment, right? So when he drops the Instagram, just so we can be clear, one of the things that he says is that he was put in communications with Fat Joe's wife. After he was put into communications with Fat Joe's wife, I believe after, I don't think it's before, they're going to be working on some kind of Fat Joe documentary, some kind of Fat Joe story, probably a TV show. You know how they do like the power shit nowadays. They're going to be working on something along those lines, which I think is interesting. And the reason why I think this is interesting is I'm going to explain something real quick. And this is what makes the BBN network different from everyone else. When that Fat Joe story comes out, who's going to be in control of the narrative? Who's going to be in control of who's going to be the people that's in control about what's going to be played and what's not going to be played? I mean, big pun. Because I want to be clear on this. Allegedly, and I'm not saying that this shit is true. I'm saying allegedly, Fat Joe stole millions of dollars, a lot of money from the widow of Big Pun. Now, I want to be clear about something else also, and this is something that I can't stress enough. If you're an actual rapper, you should know what I'm talking about. Artists are encouraged to be in the studio all the time, to always be making music all the time. And I said the same thing about Biggie Smalls. Why after they died were there no new music that came out? Biggie Smalls passed away. The Life After Death album came out. And then after that, that's it. We don't hear no more Biggie Smalls. When we all know that all rappers go into the damn studio and they make song after song after song after song. If you got 15 songs on your album, you made 50. If you're an artist, you know what the hell I'm talking about. If you got a 20 album song, you probably made 75 songs. So I've always said this. Why has Biggie Smalls not had more music after Life After Death come out? Why hasn't Fat Joe had more music come out after he passed away? So I want to be clear about something, and so you can understand why I'm saying this. Like I told you, I think about multiple different things at the same time. I want to be clear about this. These are people who, the individuals who were controlling whether music came out or not, they weren't good with the families when these people passed away. As we all know, because of the strife that has been between the families of Fat Joe and Big Pun, they weren't cool. When Big Pun got his street named after him on the concourse in that area, named after him on the concourse in Fordham Road, Fat Joe wasn't even there. For how many years did we hear that Biggie family was arguing with Puff? For anybody that don't understand why I'm saying this, I'm basically saying that after those people passed away, if music would have came out, maybe there would have been an argument about where the funds would have went. Maybe there would have been a family that would have been trying to get those monies in court. What up, straight balling? Chilling, salute. Maybe there were families that would have been trying to get that money in court. I'm going to say something that's a rumor. I'm not saying that this is true. This is a rumor. I am not saying that this is true. I'm not even going to tell you who the artist was, just so we could be clear. But allegedly, and I'm not saying that this is true, but allegedly, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Sean Combs sold music that Biggie already had to another artist. And I know what album they're talking about, and I listened to the album, and it sounds like Big. That's the only reason why I'm not telling you the artist. I've said the artist previously, but I don't want no more problems with them and them people. So I'm just gonna I'm not gonna tell you the artist. So the reason why I'm saying this is I remember watching an at-home video of Pun, and all Pun did was write raps. He sat around and wrote raps all day, every day. So it's hard for me to believe that they only had enough material for one album. No artist only has enough material for one album. In any regard, Wack 100 goes on social media, and as everybody know, a while back he was flaming Fat Joe, calling Fat Joe all this, calling Fat Joe all that. So apparently, let me see if my guest is ready. So apparently, just so we can be clear, Duck Wings. More photos from Dark Wing. Yo, I'm asking, could he fill up today? I don't know. He might be busy. He got stuff he's doing. What up, Darkwing? Yo, Darkwing. I plan on being out there today. I'm just saying. I plan on being out there today. We love the photos that you took. I've already played a jump off. Make more.
When I get out, soon as I get there, bah, 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 I'm shooting.
Make more of those, my brother. Beautifuls. All right. So I want to be clear about this. Wack 100 just said a whole bunch of shit and backed off for what he said. I'm gonna play it for you. Wack 100, after talking all that shit about Fat Joe, backed up off of what he said. Now, I'm not saying he shouldn't have. I'm not saying he should have. I'm not getting into that conversation. I'm just telling you what he did. But for everybody that don't know, Darkwing is a BBN cameraman. Shout out to Darkwing joining the green team. He said, I'm Porter Frost on me, you rat bastards. Also, if y'all want to join the green team, you can always join it. And if anybody wants to donate to the platform, I'm going to be out there at West 4th. Somebody drop something in the Cash App. Let's go pull up out there with some water and stuff for all of those people that's going to be out there. It's going to be flooded out there today. I want to bring a couple of gallons of water to give out to the players and everybody. I want to bring a couple of gallons of water to give out to the players and everybody that's going to be out there. Buy some water, buy some cups. You know there's going to be people out there thirsty. I would like to do that. Pull up to the Cash App. Hold on. Let me find this content real quick. So this is what Wack 100 said.
There's a lot going on about this big pun situation. Wack standing up to Fat Joe. I've never had a conversation with Fat Joe about big pun and business of big pun or nothing like that. Last time I seen Fat Joe, we was at Prime 112, 25 deep, and he covered the whole bill. You know, as Gang's friend, he been my friend. Shout out to Cool and Drake. So all whatever was going on prior to, I wasn't privy to that knowledge. What I do know is Big Pun's wife came to see me, Liza, told me she was looking for a situation that would be healthy for her. You know, Big Pun, I feel like it's part of the culture. Like it's Big Pun. His story needs to be told. You know what I mean? So what I did do was line up a situation that was healthy for her, something that would happen. I reached out to my people, my team. They pushed the button and they greenlit the project. So there's definitely a Big Pun series coming. I just want to kill the narrative like it was some type of issue with Wack and Big Pun, and Wack and Fat Joe behind Big Pun. Fat Joe ain't never mentioned to me he got an issue with Pun or issue with nobody. And as far as I'm concerned, he want to see Pun win and his family win. You know, the Fat Joe I know. So let's kill that narrative. Fat Joe, a friend of mine. She might be out of here. Fat Joe on Roll Out? He might be on motherfucking Roll Out. I run into him out of here somewhere. But nevertheless, long story short, just killed the narrative. Wack stood up to Fat Joe. Shout out to Fat Joe, the whole KAR family, my nigga over there. You know, they know who I'm talking to. You know what I mean? It ain't that type of situation. Y'all kill that bullshit. West up.
Okay,
Big
so
Pun series coming soon.
Say a couple of things I want to say real quick. Before I say anything, I want to say this. So Tony Yayo just recently had an interview for everybody that don't know. And during that Tony Yayo interview, you want to know what Tony Yayo said? Tony Yayo said the only people that they was really concerned with or was really about whatever the action was that they might run into was Fat Joe. Terror Squad. I'm going to say that again. So Tony Yayo, anybody seen that interview? Put it in the chat. So Tony Yayo recently had an interview. I think it was recent. And he said the only people that G Unit was in any way concerned about, they wasn't concerned about nobody. But the only people that G Unit was concerned about was Terror Squad. Now, that's interesting because didn't 50 Cent walk on stage when Fat Joe was performing, I think Fat Joe was performing at some... Anybody else know about this, or am I just talking my shit nobody don't know about? Fat Joe was performing. I'm not sure what artist was. I think it was Fat Joe. I think it was Fat Joe. But somebody was performing at one of these award shows, and 50 Cent just walked up on stage and walked across their whole set. Ain't nobody do nothing. So I find it interesting that Tony Yayo, who I think is just a goon, just so we could be clear, Tony Yayo is not a rapper. He's trash. He's just a goon. 50 took care of him. That's 50 man. No, he wasn't presenting an award. It was during the actual performance, homie. He probably walked up there also when he was presenting an award. I don't know. But the video that I saw, somebody was performing. Just so we could be clear. I have no idea what IF means, by the way. No idea. Can you put me on the game? Wack 100 lives on the East Coast now. He lives in Jersey. I'm going to say that again. Wack 100 lives on the East Coast now. He lives in Jersey. So, okay, so you're just saying stuff. You don't know what you're talking about. So maybe all of that stuff that you're saying has happened, but that's not what I'm talking about. Somebody was performing and he walked on stage. Anyway, I'm gonna move on from this. You're just trying to get me sidetracked talking about something that nobody want to hear. Anyway, so I say all that to say this. This is the interesting aspect of this, as far as I'm concerned. Somebody contacted Wack 100 and they told him, homie, this ain't it. Them boys you playing with from the Bronx, this ain't it. This is not it. I'm going to explain something for everybody that don't get it. I'm going to explain something for everybody that don't get it. The two boroughs that people go to get shooters is Brooklyn and the X. I'm not saying that to be proud. I'm saying that as a point of fact. I'm not saying that you can't find shooters in other boroughs. But I'm saying the main boroughs where people go to get their shooters is Brooklyn and the Bronx. Somebody told that man, this is not what you want. He immediately came on live. I'm just going to be honest with you. Ice Spice can't rap at all. But she's just fine. And can't nobody else rock that hairdo. Like no one else. Yes, Ice Spice, I'm going to work on your pictures. My computer's halfway working. I'm going to work on these pictures. And we got to get some... Miss Squishy has some good pictures lately, too. We got to get her shit out there. Oh, man, I'm going to work that picture, the hell out of that picture. Sheesh, fam. Sheesh, fam. I don't know what to tell you. She's just fine, fam. She's not even that good of a rapper. No disrespect. No disrespect. She's not even that good of a rapper. But she do got her own style, and that always helps. Anyway, because there's gonna be people that copy off of her. So when you got your own style, there's always people that's gonna copy. Like you see how many people try to be BBN. Like we got a ton of sons out there. We got daughters out there too. A ton of them. All right, so listen, pay attention. I want to be clear about this. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. When was the last time you saw Wack 100 back up off of a fucking statement he made? Put it in the chat. When was the last time you heard Wack 100 say something and then back up off of the damn statement that he made? Shout out to Team Moto Productions. He says, peace, health. I'm going to put this up. When was the last time you saw Wack 100 make a statement and then back the F up off of that statement with what basically was an apology? When? Put it in the chat because I don't remember. I'm not saying it didn't happen. Pardon me. I'm just saying that I can't remember a time. Put it in the chat. I want to know when it happened. When was the last time? When did it ever happen? When he Tretch and Pac. How many years ago was that? Tretch and Pac. That's a fact. Tretch and Pac. How many years ago was that? That was like 4 or 5 years ago, fam. Tell me where the lie at. That was like 4 or 5 years ago. He living in Jersey now, so you better be happy that he don't got no beef with Tretch. It wouldn't be good for him. Give me 1 second. Y'all keep messing around and thinking that most of those dudes that was rapping back in the days wasn't pure goons. The reason why a lot of these dudes could fake like they goons was because there were so many real goons in rap. Especially, first of all, I want to be clear about something. Give me 1 second. I want to be clear about something. KRS-One, goon. Kane, goon. Bismarcky, goon. Cool G Rap, goon. Eric B, goon. Do you understand? Now I just named niggas from the 80s. Niggas was goons. I'm gonna explain something to all of you that don't know. You couldn't put on a show in the park unless you had goons with you because niggas come steal your equipment. A lot of y'all from the 80s, not from the 80s, y'all don't know. These dudes, Bismarcky was all of these dudes, there wasn't nobody to be fucked with, homie. I'm telling you, you niggas just don't know. Y'all keep thinking that these niggas is laughing and make these jokey raps and everything. I keep trying to tell y'all, the more goon, these niggas was goons. Okay, so Bismarcky wasn't a shoot 'em up, bang up type guy, but what I mean by goon is niggas is pulling up and niggas is what? I like that chain. What size is those shoes? Go learn about the 80s if you don't know. You couldn't do a show unless you had goons with you, fam. You couldn't do a show. I had a cousin. So he used to rob drug dealers. But besides that, he was just robbing DJs. Like they will just pull up after the show, rob the DJs. Yep, Zulu Nation. Why do you think they needed Zulu Nation? Zulu Nation was the mob, nigga. If you don't pay us, you can't do a show. Where was Zulu Nation from? The Bronx, right? You don't pay us, you can't do a show. Anyway, I'm a little bit off track. So, I want to be clear about this. Wack 100 backed all the way off of his damn statements. Basically apologized to Fat Joe. Now, to be fair, somebody could have just told him to do this because they don't want problems further down the road. Because you do know if they're going to do a show on Pun, they're going to have Fat Joe in the jump off. And they might not want a situation. They might not want a situation where RIP BO, RIP Banger also. That's a fact. RIP to BO. So I want to be clear about something. BO used to rock. Oh man. Okay, I got stories, fam. What up, Andrew Daly? I got stories, fam. Yes, I'm thinking you just basically just said the same thing that I'm saying out of my mouth at the same time that I'm talking about it, homeboy. But I mean, I don't care who idea it was. What I'm thinking is they know at some point or another, they're going to have dude in the show. Absolute terror. They're going to have dude in the show and they're going to need for Fat Joe to sign off on something. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if the only way Fat Joe would sign off on something like this, he got to get the check out of it also. Just so we could be clear. Shout out to RIP to Duncan Hines. He could have went to the NBA. He could have went to the NBA. Duncan Hines. I know he is. He could have went to the NBA. He just decided to do all this other stuff instead. He just decided to do all this other stuff instead. He was just street nigga. Street niggas don't be thinking about that stuff. Also, just so we can be clear, shit, I know so many people who could have been athletes and rappers and everything else, and they just got caught up doing other shit. It just is what it is. Not even necessarily street nigga shit. Just, we live in a society, especially in the 80s, that, you know, people didn't really believe that they could have reached certain goals. That's the one thing Instagram is doing for a lot of people on social media. It's allowing people to be able to think outside of that little box that people try to put you in. You understand what I'm saying? Like you know, because you got to understand, when people think you better than them and they could never be as good as you at something, they want to limit you. They say that you arrogant. They say that you conceited. They say that you're selfish. They say all of these things because you're trying to do what's best for you so you could be happy in life. There's nothing wrong with doing what's the best thing for you. And sometimes the best thing for you is going to look selfish to somebody else because they prefer you do what's best for them. With that being said, T-Moto Production says, I didn't mean to distract you, but BO was a big part of people protection in the X. That's a fact. Now you ain't distracting. Word, R.I.P. to Duncan Hines, BX Legends. No, that's a fact. I'm going to explain this for everybody that don't know. In the 80s, you did not come to the Bronx. The Bronx was not a place to visit. People came to the Bronx if they had business or family. You didn't just come to the Bronx, fam. You just didn't do it. Harlem probably is the only place that really came to the Bronx. But you didn't come to the Bronx, fam. Oh, we got our guests pulling up. Shout out to everybody. A big round of applause for Ganju Roach. What's up, my brother?
Hey, man. How you doing, man? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Loud and clear.
Okay, good, man. How's everything for us?
Everything is great, as always. You are the man, my brother. So, for everybody that don't know, let's going to give a real quick introduction. For everybody that don't know, our brother right here, he works behind the scenes with a couple of artists, things like that. He works behind the scenes with a couple of different situations. And I'm assuming that you have a little bit of the lowdown on this big pun series that Wack 100 is talking about that he put together with the assistance of Big Pun's wife. Go.
Yeah, I might know a little about it. I mean, I'm actually a character in the movie.
Oh, let's go.
Yo,
could you get them to let me play you?
Hey, man, you're open for an audition, man. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
When I'm there, you there, man. When I'm there, you there. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing.
Let's go. All right, come on, put us on the game.
Yeah, no, I'm actually a character in the movie. Obviously, you know, I played my part and helped get back the publishing from Jelly Bean Benitez, who was the publisher. You know, it took 2 years in court, maybe like September 2014, all the way to like mediation 2016 summer or something like that. You know, took about, you know, I guess that's less than 2 years, you know, but you know, she got the catalog back, and with those rights, she's able to use that access to, you know, have the music and things like that in this series or what have you. You know what I'm saying? So she's pretty happy with that. You know, she's obviously, we know that she was in the homeless shelter in 2009. I mean,
that don't even make sense. Keep going.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, just as a good thing now, she got residencies in 3 states. You know what I'm saying?
Boom, let's go.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, everything.
Is she singles? I'm just
I'm saying everything is straight. You know what I'm saying? All of that, you know, frivolously spending the money and shit like that. She never got the money in the first place to frivolously spend. You know what I'm saying? So that was just like, you know, inaccuracies and stuff like that.
Lies. Keep going.
Yeah, but yeah, no. So what happened was that you know, we've been trying to shop a pun situation for a little while. We actually spoke to I forgot what company, a company that Pharrell was attached to. We spoke to a good amount of companies, and it just didn't manifest. So what happened was that I put a three-way group text together between Wack and Liza, because Liza called me up and was like, yo, Wack's asking about me on YouTube or Clubhouse, this or that, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, I know Wack, you know what I'm saying? So I put them on in a little conversation, you know what I'm saying? And from there, he called her up, and you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, I was in the gym, and Liza called me up and said, hey, I'm in LA right now, about to meet up with Wack. I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I kind of stay out of stuff. You know, I don't want to be like the third wheel. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? You know, I just let it. You know, if it's gonna work out, I'll let it come back
organically.
You know, yeah, exactly. I'm not that some bitchy guy on the phone all worried about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You know, if it's positive energy, I'll get the call. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, yeah, she called me and said, you know, a few things was looking all right. You know, I didn't expect that, honestly. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it looks like this is the route she's going now. You know, I'm getting calls from people from New York, telling me I made New York look bad and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I
Wait,
don't.
stop. How did you make New York look bad? Allegedly.
I don't. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I like once again. I'm not. I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't put 10 toes into like Liza's business like that. So, she's her own woman. So, I let her do, she does her own thing, and then she'll call me and say, hey, this is what I did today. You know what I'm saying? I'm not instructing her or nothing. So when I get some things back and she tells me, I don't even know because I'm not like part of the play from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So, she'll call me up and say she did this, did that. She had some meetings with people from New York and other places, and it didn't work out. Like, I guess it's because Wack is from the West Coast. And they look like that's like a L. So I guess if I would have went to some white guy from the West Coast, I wouldn't have this problem.
Oh, okay. So
You know?
basically, for everybody that don't know, Wack 100 goes at New York rappers and everything like that all the time, especially the dudes from Harlem. He just don't like Jim Jones. So what could be, I would assume what they're trying to say is maybe they was trying not to get it made. Maybe they was trying to, maybe there are
there were certain stipulations and conditions that people would have cooperated and participated and progressed to try to spearhead the movie a lot faster. But some of those obligations Liza was not gonna do. She wasn't gonna agree to. You know what I'm saying?
It was about that some people wanted to save face. Keep going.
Yeah. So basically, she just, so basically, it was just like a solo thing. She's just like, okay, I'm gonna do this on my own because I'm not gonna agree to what other people are, want me to obligate. And like I said, even like I think BET called for doing a pun documentary, maybe like a year ago or more. And we had about 4 or 5 group conversations about doing this documentary with BET. Maybe about the 4th or 5th call, they asked, hey, is Joe going to be involved and stuff like that? And she said, no, I don't think so. And then they said, oh, we can't. And then the next call after that was like, oh, we're not doing it.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Not to say that Joe had anything to do with stopping or anything like that. They might have just thought that it wasn't going to be as good and wouldn't be as enhanced without him being in it. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's just so we can be clear. That's 100% understandable.
Yeah.
Because the thing that they might have been, because BT, we don't know obviously what they're thinking, what their thought process is. But the thing they might have wanted more than anything else is how we're gonna promote it. If
and to have Joe and Remy in it, and they
passed away, we need Fat Joe to help promote the project.
Absolutely. So I don't see nothing wrong with that. At the same time, but I'm just giving you examples of what she got to go through and what companies be thinking.
Has to be frustrating.
Yeah, because they want to use Joe as a promotional tool, and due to the fact that they're not in agreement, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. She can't, and he's a great tool to use. You know what I'm saying? For each other. Yeah. It would be a beautiful thing. I just you just try to figure out how you can have them to mend the fence and move forward, because it would be beneficial to all sides. Then you'd have Remy's energy and everybody else's energy. You know what I'm saying? Even it would open up, without even knowing, it would open up a door for Chris Rivers. Like, everybody's going to benefit. Everybody benefits from this. You know what I'm saying? Not even with Joe's help. All you have to do is say, "Hey, we all good." All of a sudden, the door's open.
That's a fact. Also, I'm sorry. Finish what you're saying. I can wait.
Go on. No, keep on.
I wanted to add this real quick. So, also, just so we could be clear, if it's written the appropriate way, you can tell all the actual facts and allow for everybody to save face. Because at the end of the day, okay, so what's good for me might not be good for that person. And we don't always know the struggles that everybody is going on with. So if you have a good enough writing team together, they will be able to, I think you could put a story together that will make Pun's family happy and will allow for these other individuals that might not now be so receptive to then say, well, you know what? I might not look like a good guy in this shit, but I don't look so bad that I don't want to be attached to it.
I would even think if he was involved like that, there would be compromise. You know what I'm saying? So certain things would be there, certain things won't.
Okay, so
you know what I'm saying?
So just so I could be clear, the point is that she doesn't want to compromise certain things, which is totally respectable. I want to be clear on this. If somebody does me in a way that I think is not right, you already know, Jack. I am not gonna compromise on that shit. They could stay blessed. I am not gonna compromise on that shit. So I in no way thinks that she should compromise any of her beliefs or compromise the way in which she believes her family was treated. I don't think she should compromise any of that. I'm just saying, in this day and age that we live in, we're kind of okay with the bad guy to a degree, as long as the bad guy has a halfway decent motive. There's people that agree with Thanos.
No, I mean, people love a villain.
That's all I'm saying. So I'm just saying, as long as
why do you think John Gotti's so romanticized?
Dude,
my wife keeps going out. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Copy, you good?
Don't worry about it. Go on.
Yeah, so that's all I'm trying to say. Business the business world is wild. So
it's the wildest, most undisciplined thing that you'll ever see. I mean, your CEO could be a 9th grade high school dropout. As long as he knows how to bring in revenue from talent, you're gonna have to deal with him.
Here's all the facts. So I'm pretty sure there's things that happen that Joe's side or the people that you said her name is Liza. That Liza wants to talk about, that there's people that will prefer that she don't speak on, and they will want to shut that down. I would assume that's the problem. Is that a problem?
Is that a problem? I never heard anybody say like, hey, I just think that these companies are not receptive to work. Most of them weren't receptive to work with her without Joe. That's just the way it seemed. You know, they like I said, all the calls were, and then some of them didn't want to be in the middle.
Copy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, oh, I'm cool. Like, my man's cool with Joe. Like, you know, some of that stuff. They didn't want to ruffle no feathers. It's either they didn't want to ruffle no feathers, or they just didn't see it was going to be as marketable.
And this is why you don't shit on people on your way up to the top. This is why you don't shit on people. You don't never know who you shit on, where they're going to be at tomorrow.
So, I mean, it's crazy, but like I said, you know, everybody would love a resolve. Like, everybody's affected. I'm sure Nori's affected. Other people, even like smaller people, maybe like a Ja Rule who was cool with Pun, who said, put it this way, it's silence. I don't hear nothing from New York. Nobody from New York has ever defended. Everybody knows what the truth is, just for anything. Nobody from New York is defending her. Why is that?
That's a fact.
Yeah. So why would you be mad at somebody from the West Coast, which I didn't even look at it like that? You know what I'm saying? You know, helping her out. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't have it both ways. Like, if you don't like her, then it's almost like you're part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, if you're not helping, you're hurting.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how some of these guys could. I don't know, man. That's why I go so hard with what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, none of these people, I've seen so much phoniness that I can't really feel sorry for anybody.
Copy.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, if I got certain cases, I'm going to do certain things. Bro, these guys are so phony and so ungenuine. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen the biggest frauds I've ever met are in the music business.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And then the compromise over money, it destroys a lot of shit. You I mean, bad. I mean, and everybody, and I noticed too, everybody wants to, you could be 45 years old in the rap game and had a 25-year career. They still want to hold on to that shit so bad. Fucking so scared to get out the clubhouse. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I see through these guys. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna another thing. So I was just thinking,
Mm-hmm.
is there a concern that if so she went to the people who's gonna be working on it is from the West Coast, right?
The company?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a West Coast company, one of the companies, but usually you sign a production deal, and then the production company gets to deal with the Warner or what have you. You know what I'm saying?
Is there a concern that it might not have a new? And this is just me talking to you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you think there should be concern that it don't have like a New York vibe and feel? Look, so I'm gonna explain. So what people don't realize, the thing that makes Juice so incredible is that that was a New York vibe.
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna have a New York vibe. I mean, yeah, but Crush Groove was was what it was and had a New York vibe. I mean, Warner Brothers is from California. I mean, it's still that's what the production company's for. You know what I'm saying? To give it all of that aura and stuff. But it's definitely, from what I recall, it's definitely going to have a vibe, even going back to like maybe like the 70s, going back to the mom and pop.
Okay.
Out in like Spanish Harlem or wherever, somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So from what I recall, I think it might go back that far.
Okay. Because I would, because me just being the consumer of the content, having no, I don't really care what's going on either side of this. To be honest with you, I'll report everything on both sides.
Right.
I'm not here to ascertain who's right and who's wrong.
Nah. Shout out to the Joe Camp, man. He's a legend. I ain't got nothing against him. Like.
So for a regular consumer of the content, I was just curious as when we watch these, how authentic is the energy going to be? Like you just brought up a point. Me and you is old enough to know that the 70s had a certain energy about it. The 80s had a certain energy about it. The 90s had a certain energy about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying, is this, and just so we can be clear, if they actually focused on the energies from the different era, this could be spectacular.
Yeah, no, and it's gonna have that energy. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember, having early meetings about it, because I actually got the first treatment in Bible done to it myself. I paid for it, So this was like 2019 maybe or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But it was emphasized to have that type of energy, that type of background, from to have that type of energy source, from the 70s, 80s, and just like you said, the 90s. That was, to have that, to make sure they had the Latin aspect in there too. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, we kind of like tried to foundationalize, or she did what she kind of wanted out of that. You know what I'm saying? And, and then, now she's got to, see about what about the writers and stuff like that. And, I'll know more today, because trust me, like I say, I'm playing catch up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, like I said, I give her space. I'm also her like publishing administrator.
Okay.
With the catalog, so I'm busy doing that. And then when I'm done with some of that work, I'll call her up. You know what I mean? So I probably talk to her like once every 2 weeks, or something like that. But now that this stuff has popped up, I'll probably speak to her every day for like a couple of days.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Big Pun is the dopest rapper that don't get mentioned enough. He just don't get mentioned enough. We have a lot of, and it might be because he only had one album before he was taken from us. Before he it was a health issue.
Got 3 projects in total.
Pardon me?
3 projects in total.
But there's only one that anybody ever talks about.
Yeah, Baby and Capital Punishment, whatever. Yeah, the first one.
So he had one major album
mm-hmm.
that we look at, that we actually go into and pay attention to. So I think he is literally one of, if not the dopest rapper that we don't talk about enough. I think that he deserves a way more higher ranking on the scale of rap artists. If he would have had more material, I'm pretty sure he would have been there. So my
Well, I think all of that would have manifested if everybody, would have cooperated, and all of this, beef didn't happen start in 2000. You know what I'm saying? That's from the year 2000 when they started beefing, all the way to now. You know what I'm saying? That's 23 years of efficiency. You know what I'm saying? 23 years lost that could have been, put into like making pun greater, and everybody is a team. You know what I'm saying? There could have been all sorts of things going on,
Yes,
but I mean, man, yeah, it's a ride, but I mean, maybe this series will help open those doors.
like there's another thing. Yes, hopefully. There's another thing. A lot of people don't know that Big Pun wasn't always actually big.
No.
I think he got into a car accident or something like that. He was hit by a car, or he was in a car accident.
Got in some type of accident, started gaining weight when he got that insurance money, whatever, the lawsuit money.
Yeah. So he wasn't always a big dude.
Yeah.
Is this, and I'm assuming that they are, but I just need to ask this question. Is the series or whatever the piece of work that's going to be put together, are we also going to focus on the part of his life that is before the accident?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
How many actors are you getting to play Pun is the question. How many different eras are we going to be seeing Pun in?
Wow. I mean, shoot. From last I knew, like I said, I think we're going to see like at least 3 decades of them.
So
you know what I'm saying? So that might be 3-4 different actors.
So this is definitely a series. This is not.
Yeah. No. It was for a series. That's Mm-hmm.
Now this is just my opinion. If I was Terror Squad, I would jump on top of this and be all for this. You want to know why? Because if Punk could have a series, that means Joe could have a series.
Bro, Joe could do anything he wants, man. You know what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is, if we're clamoring for a Pun series, which people probably are, most likely. I know I
mean, just imagine, like I said, if Joe was involved with this, you know what I'm saying? And then had his college and all his people try to celebrate this thing for the movie. And Joe was in it like that. This could be like as big as like some of those other ones. Maybe not like Tupac or something, but it could be like maybe like the 4th or 5th biggest one or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
I digress. I have to disagree with you. I think that this would probably be bigger than the Tupac one because the Tupac one wasn't true to.
Well, the Tupac, I'm not saying as Tupac, the movie was trash. Like the movie,
so it could be bigger. All you have to do is have better production.
Yeah. But okay, Straight Outta Compton, I'll say then. You know what I'm saying? That was huge. That made like 300 million. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, it's gonna, with Joe's participation, it would definitely gross more revenue.
Shout out to Straight Outta Compton. I saw that movie like 6 times.
You put Remy, all that stuff, it's gonna gross more revenue.
And not for nothing, Remy would also have a. Why is the people in the Bronx always have the wildest stories? Anybody else ever notice that? Like in the Bronx, like we always got the wildest fucking stories. I'm not saying people other places don't got wild stories, because they do, but just to think about this shit. So Remy, arguably after Pun, was the best rapper in their group.
Yeah.
Arguably.
Yeah. Remy was number 2, probably.
She gets locked up and goes to jail, and then she comes out, and now she has her own vibe, her own everything. And I mean, anyway, in any regard, I think that there's a lot of stories to be told there just in general.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. If it was all intertwined, because mind you, Remy was Pun's artist. That's just more stuff to exploit in there. Tony Sunshine was Pun's artist. You know what I'm saying? You'd be able to see, who really had what, out of the whole manifestation of this Pun Terror Squad thing, and what Joe had in it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Joe played a huge part. Without Joe, I guess these guys probably wouldn't even exist.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah. I mean, bro, they made some good moves together. That's definitely a fact. But yeah, I don't know how you mend this, but we'll see. But yeah, so Wack, yeah. So what do you think? You thinking Wack walked it back or something?
Yeah. So you want to hear what he said specifically?
Yes.
Copy. Let's go. That's the best way to do this.
Yo, listen, a lot going on about this big pun situation. Wack standing up to Fat Joe. I've never had a conversation with Fat Joe about big pun and business of big pun or nothing like that. Last time I seen Fat Joe, we was at Prime 112, 25 deep, and he.
Oh shit.
Yo, listen, a lot going on about this big pun situation. Wack standing up to Fat Joe. I've never had a conversation with Fat Joe about big pun and business of big pun or nothing like that. Last time I seen Fat Joe, we was at Prime 112, 25 deep, and he covered the whole bill. You know, that's Game's friend. He been my friend. Shout out to Cool and Drake. So all whatever was going on prior to, I wasn't privy to that knowledge. What I do know is my wife came to see me, Liza, told me she was looking for a situation that would be healthy for her. You know, Big Pun, I feel like it's part of the culture. Like, it's Big Pun. His story needs to be told. You know what I mean? So what I did do was line up a situation that was healthy for her, something that would happen. I reached out to my people, my team. They pushed the button and they greenlit the project. So there's definitely a Big Pun series coming. I just want to kill the narrative like it was some type of issue with Wack and Big Pun, and Wack and Fat Joe behind Big Pun. Fat Joe ain't never mentioned to me he got an issue with Pun or issue with nobody. And as far as I'm concerned, he want to see Pun win and his family win. You know, the Fat Joe I know. So let's kill that narrative. Fat Joe's a friend of mine. He might be out of here. Fat Joe on Rolling Loud? He might be on motherfucking Rolling Loud. I'll run into him out of here somewhere. But nevertheless, long story short, let's kill the narrative. Wack stood up to Fat Joe. Shout out to Fat Joe, the whole KAR family, my nigga over there. You know, they know who I'm talking to. You know what I mean? It ain't that type of situation. Y'all kill that bullshit. West up. Big Pun series coming soon. Yo, listen, a lot going on.
Yeah, that's the
Big Pun situation.
That's the Wack's on his way to Rolling Loud in Thailand. Rolling Loud's in Thailand now.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah, my business partner is on his way out there now because he got some acts. Yeah, it's Cardi B and a whole bunch of headliners for 3 days. Travis Scott, a whole bunch of people out there. But Joe's not going to be there. So I got the whole ticket right here. Who's going to be on there? So like, Joe's not. Yeah, I don't see Joe's name on here. Oh yeah, he's on there. He's there. He's there day 2 with Rick Ross. Yeah, he's there.
All right. So what do you think about what he just said in total?
Yeah, shout out to Wack.
Do you think that's walking it back or no?
Yes.
Somebody called him and said, "You look whack, man. You fucking money."
I can't lie to you, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't play tricks. I can't play tricks with my own brain. You know
somebody called him up, said, "Wack, you fucking the money up, homie."
Whatever the situation was, you know what I'm saying? They definitely wanted to calm the fire down. There's people out there on the internet going hard. That's what it sounds. That's the call I got yesterday. You know what I mean? So yeah, he definitely walked it back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he already said what he said. He already said that allegedly, you know, Joe, you know, had some bread and all this other type stuff. So, you know, it's nothing less than walking it back. I mean, everybody knows that is what it is. You know what I mean? He'll be on Clubhouse today talking about it, you know, probably, or tomorrow or something, talking about it, like, you know, coming up with his reasons why, if he's not on there right now talking about it. You know?
I'm going to say this much about Wack, and this is what I think people don't get that he do. So, Wack 100, in my opinion, this is not a knock. I'm not knocking him.
No.
But Wack 100, in my opinion, He gets a story. Somebody says, yo, we want to put out a specific thing, right? So he gets a thing and then he puts it out, but he puts the Wack spin on it. So I don't always think that he feels as emotionally connected or even care about some of the shit that he talk about as much as some people might think that he do. He's just up there playing a character and doing his job. Wack 100 is a really good promoter of things because he has his team. They know what to do. They show
He's
up.
a lot smarter than people think.
Absolutely.
People underestimate his intelligence.
Absolutely.
Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. Yeah.
So what I think happened here is he was probably going for a certain energy and then accidentally went over that line of the energy that.
Well, I think honestly, what I think that was a private call that got leaked. So I don't think he ever meant that to come out like that.
Ooh.
See what I'm saying?
Copy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wack. Never no hate. Shout out to Wack.
Shout out to Wack, man. I mean, I'm, hey, man. Like I said, I be doing so much paperwork, man. Half the stuff I don't be knowing about. Like I'll come up for air, and then I'll see a couple of things, or I'll get a call or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just try to give people their space. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not, one of those guys be all up in your business like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is.
Yeah, so it is what it is. But yeah, no, but I mean, I'm pretty sure Liz is happy. I'm going to speak to her probably right after this interview. I'm going to call her up.
I think it's incredible. Could we get her on the show? I would love to have her on the show and just talk with her about whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can get her on the show one day.
We could talk about whatever she want to talk about. She want to talk about flowers. We could talk about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when the time is right. She's on the West Coast. Okay, so what time is it? So it's 8:13 in the morning. All right, so I'll probably call a little bit later. But yeah, I'll definitely mention it.
Copy. I'll make sure I do a Tonight Show if necessary, so we can have a pull up.
I'll mention it. I'll definitely mention it.
Yeah, we'd love to have her on the
show in a little bit.
As you should know, I am open to interviewing anybody.
Right.
Like it is what it is. Like I think real quick, I think that this is the problem that we have in our little corner of entertainment. So I think the biggest problem that we have is that we have too many gossip pages. We don't have at least a couple of only news pages that's doing nothing else but coming with facts and trying to do the news. I think that whenever somebody tries to create a page like that, other people try to destroy it. So I don't think that there aren't people trying to do it. I just think that there's people that they give up before they could realize their goal because of the individuals that they don't want this to happen because it wouldn't benefit them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So shout out to Art of D Glass. So I 100% think that we need actual real media made and owned by us. And that's one of the things that we need. And that's what I'm always trying to do over here. Sometimes I'm going off the deep end. I got my own shit I'm dealing with, but that's what I'm always trying to do over here, just so we could be clear. I'm never trying to bash anybody. I'm never trying to disrespect anybody. I'm never trying to hurt or harm anybody's image. To be perfectly honest with you, I prefer talking about topics and situations that could be seen from multiple different angles for that specific point. I don't want to be a person who looks or is perceived like I'm trying to bash anybody or take anybody down, because that's never what I'm trying to do. But if the information is negative, I have no control over that. If the information is positive, I have no control over that. I only have control over how I disseminate the information. So that's what I'm trying to do over here to the best of my ability.
Right.
I think sometimes I'm better than others. I think when we get into the courtrooms, I don't think there's nobody that can touch me.
Nah, you do your thing in the courtroom. I tell you that, man. You're Jordan-esque.
I don't think we get in the courts. I don't think nobody can touch me.
Yeah, you good with the courtroom stuff, man.
We have to find more ways to do other things. So I appreciate whenever I have the opportunity to work with people. I appreciate whenever I have opportunity to interview people. So you can see that there is no biases on this end. So you can see that I don't really favor anybody over anyone else. It's God first.
Nah, that's how you got to look at it. You got to look at it with horse blinders, you know, so you don't put the emotions to left or right. You know, that's how you become the best journalist you could be.
That's a fact.
Yeah, definitely. I try to look at that when I do, you know, my little cases and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I try to not to be too biased, so I could just see clearly. If once emotions come in, it kind of it'll blind me. You know what I'm saying?
They have that thing. Don't let your emotions supersede your intelligence.
Yeah,
so
that's
what. So what happens with people in general is this. Sometimes we do have an emotional connection to something because we have experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So our experiences might dictate the way that we perceive a certain situation.
And I've been wrong doing that before in the past. You know what I'm saying?
Wrong doing that more than we're gonna be right.
I took the wrong turn. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I step back. I try to, you know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna be wrong more than we're gonna be right.
Yeah.
So the point in which I'm just trying to make on this is, and I'm gonna let you go. I know I'm holding you up.
That's all good. Go on.
But the point I'm trying to make on this is, when I do these court cases, when I do whatever the news is that you see I'm doing, and I'm locked in, I don't care which way it goes. I can't care which way it goes. I can't care if the guy is found guilty. I can't care if the guy is found not guilty.
Right.
I can't care.
Right.
Because if I care in any way, shape, or form, that's the way I'm gonna hear, that's the way I'm gonna perceive, and that's the way that I'm gonna then convey what's going on. So I can't care. And that's not a negative thing. That's a positive thing, because that's what you should want from your news correspondent. Somebody who don't have a horse in the race. Somebody who, no matter who wins, it doesn't change their situation or their position or whatever the hell is going on with them.
Right.
So that's what we should want more of. And that's why, as you see, sometimes I don't talk about certain things because I think it's too gossipy.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, I think I was just talking too much. I think I told you.
I got you.
Anything else you want to add, my brother?
Nah, man. Just I guess you know, I'll keep you posted. You know, when some of this stuff starts working out a little bit more with Liza and, you know, the production.
I want to be able to go. I want to do a damn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, I don't ask many questions. You know what I mean? So I obviously, when it starts progressing, I want to be there. I want to, you know, do all that. You know, so trust me, I'll keep you posted with all.
I want to audition, right?
Okay, you want to wear the 600-pound bodysuit?
I don't give a damn.
Okay.
Shit, we could say that you was doing you was on one of them vegan diets at that point in time. I don't care. You was on Atkins. I don't care. Shit. You know what? I go put the weight on. When is we shooting?
Yeah, right.
Damn, it's not that hard.
So you can get in the large heart and all that stuff. You know,
I'm also gonna work out. So okay, I'm gonna put the suit on if needs be. Okay. But I'm also gonna work out to make sure I don't get the fat around the organs. We're not doing that.
Nah.
That's the problem. The fat around the organs.
Big time.
Yeah, man. That's a random thing. So,
well, I do want to say one last thing. I would like to see. I mean, I would have loved to have seen New York step up and help Liza out. I just think that New York owes her some type of apology. I don't think she's going to get one, but it's definitely owed. I wouldn't mind pursuing a couple of these guys and talking to them about that. And I know they're going to be up in their feelings, but and a lot of them are probably going to avoid me. But I'll definitely question it.
Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Any other case that you would like to talk about now, or is that for another time?
I mean, I got a bunch of stuff going on. I mean, I just let's see, off top. I'll let you know. Off top, I really can't think. I mean, I won a case recently in Southern District, but I haven't got paid yet, so that's half the battle. So let me get paid, then I'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
I would have pulled up. Y'all was in court. I would have pulled up.
Nah, this was during COVID. I won March 2022. I'm still trying to work out getting paid. You know, my clients and stuff like that. So we're still in the courts. We're still in the courts trying to get that part done. You know what I'm saying? But I'll talk about it after that. It's not a victory till the check comes.
That's a fact. Don't let nobody lie to you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, my brother. You the man.
All right.
Always to pull up at any time.
All right, man. You take care. Frost community, take care. I appreciate it.
And make sure I get that audition, you rat bastard. We love this guy.
I got you, bro. All right. Take care.
Shout out to Ganju Roach pulling up. Pulling up and shit. Yeah, man. He said I'm gonna have to put on a bodysuit. It is what it is, man. Or you could just be looking like a slimmer dude, like I am, doing all of the things. I'll go put that weight on though. Anyway, Little Bronx River Zulu style is back 2 times. Says, like you couldn't figure out one name. Like, damn, homie, you couldn't figure out one thing to go by. Says, I'm not going to lie, Troy Ave, a.k.a. Smiley, has been a fraud before they chased him out of Flatbush when he was trying to go by C Gutter, a.k.a. Smiley. Got a question. So people say Troy Ave never sold any drugs. Why were they chasing him out of Flatbush? Anybody can answer that for me? So you're saying he was a fraud, right? So why did they chase him out of Flatbush? I'm about to say something real interesting about this also in a couple of moments. But why did they chase him out of Flatbush? I'm just curious. I'm not saying he's not a fraud, and I'm not saying they didn't chase him out of Flatbush. I'm just asking the question. The Little Bronx River Zulu style is back 2 times. Leave that quick? Or is it another one of these situations where I ask us a very simple question and I'm not going to get any answer? Or I'm going to get another question and then another question and they're never going to answer the actual question that I asked because they can't. I got a brother that does that. My oldest brother. That's one of the most deceitful things that you could do. Be in a conversation with somebody, or all you do is ask questions back to them when y'all talking about something. You never answer anything. You just deflect everything. I just don't trust people that do that. I just explained to you why. So Little Bronx River Zulu style is back 2 times. You're saying he's a fraud, but you're also saying he got chased out of Flatbush. Why would they chase him out of Flatbush? I'm just curious. No answer, huh? Okay. We gotta let that go. I'm just gonna let that go. Maybe he's not here no more. Maybe he need like 20 minutes to consult with others so they could try to figure out a way to actually comment back to me. Give me 1 second. I got a brother that does that. I hope I never speak to that dude ever again in my life, man. I never want to speak to anybody that does that, just so we can be clear. I don't care who you are. What time we got? Shit, this is basically the end of the show. Is there anything that y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Anything y'all want to talk about? Also, shout out to our brother Darkwing.
When I get out, soon as I get there, bah, bah, bah.
Bah, bah, bah. I'm shooting.
Let's go. These are some of the other shots that was taken. This one was taken by Gaddy. Shout out to Gotti. That's a no-look pass right there. It was on point, by the way. It was dead on target. And as you can see, I am not looking at the guy I'm passing the ball to. That was dead, or I got my halfway concentration eyes on too. That was dead on target. Just so we could be clear, hit the dude in the numbers. He turned around and he hit a jump shot. This is Darkwing right here. This is a nice photo. There go Gotti. This is a nice photo. This dude right here, he don't pass it. I'm never gonna stop talking about that shit. This dude right here got a jump shot like a mofo. He old as hell, but his jump shot is crazy. When you guard him, you gotta stay as close to him as I am right now. I was guarding him this game, by the way. You have to stay this close to this old ass mofo because he gonna hit that shit. That's a fact. This guy right here, he can shoot his ass off. What the fuck, fam? Now, as you can see, here I'm recording. And this is generally what I wear to play basketball. That sweater, those pants. Obviously, I changed my underclothes and changed my t-shirts. Shout out to this guy. I call him K-pop, by the way. So when you hear me doing the commentating, and I'm like, K-pop got the ball. I'm talking about this guy. I call him. He's actually cool. Also, I want to say this. I want to be clear about something real quick. So if you pull up and I'm doing commentating, I'm going to try to give you a dope ass name, right? And if you be like, you don't want me to call you that, then I'm not going to call you that. But then also don't be surprised when I also don't commentate for you no more. See, part of what I do is entertainment, right? So when I'm out there and I'm recording the basketball, I'm doing that to entertain people. So if you do not want me to use the nickname that I'm using for you, that's not a problem. I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm just not going to call you out no more. I'm not going to do no more commentating. While you got the ball, I guess I'll talk about some other shit. Nice shots from Darkwing. That's how the back of the sweater is just as lit as the front, by the way. The front look dope, but come on, man. You can't tell me that don't look dope. You can't tell me the back of those sweaters ain't hard. You can't tell me the back of these sweaters ain't hard. Come on, fam. What you talking about? You can't tell me the back. I don't even know what we was talking about. I think he was telling me a joke and I was not getting it. I don't know what to tell you. I think he was trying to say some funny shit and I'm just standing there like, what the fuck, fam? I do not get none of the jokes that you're telling. Are these jokes? In any regard, we're about to get up out of here. Everybody enjoy your day. Just go have a beautiful day, fam. Just go do something. It's gonna be nice and warm in here in New York City, so I'm assuming the East Coast is gonna be pretty nice. Go do something worth doing. That's all. Montgomery Esquire. Actually, trying to get him on the show. I sent him a DM, trying to get him on the show. I'm just trying to just do stuff with the guy, period. Oh shit, that sounded terrible. I'm obviously just trying to work with the guy, just in general, just so we could be clear. So Montgomery Esquire. I have I actually DM'd him. I'm waiting for him to get back to me. A couple of different reasons I DM'd him. Anyway, in any regard, we're gonna be out at West 4th today. That's where I expect us to be at. Pull up. Right after I get off of here, I need to take a shower, get changed, get dressed, everything. Yes, I already took one, but I'll take a second one because I want to smell like soap. So I got to get changed, get dressed, everything. We're going to be pulling up there today. Good thing I didn't go yesterday because somebody tried to do some weirdo shit. And it was a good thing I was at home. But we're going to try to pull up over there today. We're going to go try to make all of the things happen. I love y'all. Go be positive. Go be productive today. All right? Your smile is your currency. Your energy is your currency. If you got people that are trying to make you feel bad, stay from around them. If you got people that are constantly trying to make other people feel bad, stay from around them. Even if you're not the one they're trying to make feel bad. Everybody isn't going to get that. I get it. But believe me, it makes sense. And on Friday, I'm expecting some producers and engineers to pull up at West 4th to hang out. So if you are a up-and-coming artist and you want to get bump elbows with some people, you might want to pull up on Friday. I got a couple of people pulling up on Friday. Also, maybe a rapper pulling up on Friday. That's all I'm saying, because they told me they're going to pull up, but I don't know if they are. And then when they don't pull up, motherfuckers going to say I'm lying. So, allegedly, these guys are going to be pulling up. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You're going to have to pull up yourself to find out. Also, we have big plans for West 4th. Okay? We got big plans. I love y'all. Go have a beautiful day. And remember, your smile and your energy is your currency. Like, comment, subscribes. Join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Boomers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.